Hey guys, Mr. Tolly here. I got this. I bought this from a guy that used it once, didn't like it. I have several powder measures. This one's kind of nice because you can set it up on your turret and never change anything. So let's take a quick look. This is a Lee Pro Auto disc. Now this is the Pro, and this is the regular Auto disc. They use the same discs. When I got this one, it only had the one disc with it. I bought it used, and I got it for like $5. The screws were broke in it, so I just fixed them. A little JB weld did the trick. Works great. Doesn't leak. What more do you want? But when I bought this, it came with the adjustable charge bar, which is in this powder measure. I have the adjustable charge bar, and it's really nice because when I want to work up a new load, I just make a couple of tweaks on the charge bar, and off I go again. There's no dinking around, changing discs. So I have all 4 discs. They have a hole in them that meters your charge. They are marked. They go from 0.30 up to what, 1.57. They go quite a ways. And what that translates to, I couldn't tell you. Sorry. Thinking maybe cc's. Their powder dippers are in cc's. So basically, you can find used equipment, and if you're careful, like I said, you used it once. The only thing I don't like about this powder measure, and this one doesn't have a disc in it yet, only thing I don't like about it is you can't just take the top off like my perfect powder measure. I can take the hopper off all by itself and dump it, which is really nice. And if I don't put stuff back right away, I lose it. Lee has a new powder measure, which is one that people are tending to go to, which has a drum similar to a lot of other powder measures. But I really like these, especially with the adjustable charge bar. Like I said, the only downside is that you can't take the hopper off. But it's in a turret. And the whole turret, when I have all the dies in it and everything, the turret comes out, so I can dump it out that way. Pretty easy. But I thought I'd show you a quick look at it. I'm going to do some 9mm, and well, I'll show you how it works. Probably won't use this one, saving this one for something else. So at some point I'll use it, just not today. In fact, I'm not going to use this one either. What do I do with the lid? There it is. This one too, I picked up used for 20 bucks. They're about 40 bucks new without the adjustable charge bar. So it's a pretty sweet measure. And this is an extension. And I'll show you what the purpose of the extension is when we get over here to reload some 9mm on my turret press. So I'll be back in a few. Alright, I had to change the disc to the 0.37, and it's throwing me charges right awful darn close to 4 grains. So I'm going to live with that, because that's right where I want to be. and I will set up a little different and let you see how this thing works. I'm just going to show you a few rounds here and kind of give you the idea how this powder measure works. But this is my turret press. We'll prime a case, and then we go up into our powder measure, and it lifts the powder measure, and the powder measure drops your powder in. Sometimes you can hear it if you got a little heavier powder. And I've got a little light here, just a little old bore light that shines down in the case so I can look. And I have my powder coated 125 grain bullet. I'll set on there, run it up into the seating die so it's seated, and I always check a few to make sure that we're at the right length, and the length is in your book, COL. So right here it says 1.125. And we 1.123, we're okay. So it advances to the next station automatically. We'll run it into the factory crimp die, which closes our flare. I like to keep one of my barrels around. This is out of a Sky CPX too. And you want to make sure it just drops in there and falls right back out. It shouldn't hang up anywhere. So that tells me that my crimp is good. I'm getting rid of the bell, the flare on the case mouth, because we flare it. When we go into the powder measure, it flares it as well. So hit the deprimer and resize it. Put the new primer in. Hit the powder, which flares the case mouth and puts the powder in at the same time. Set our bullet on top, seat it, factory crimp die, voila, completed round, drops right in, comes right out. I'm going to load up 50 of these and take them to the range. I'll be trying them in a couple of different guns, make sure they function good and don't give me a whole lot of leading and stuff. But we'll run let's see if we can just show the powder measure up here. Now the powder measures, like I said, they're virtually the same. This one is a smaller hopper than the Pro, and I can't turn the powder off. The Pro, you can still rotate the hopper to turn it off, but I can't. Yeah, I can't take the hopper off. So now we've flared it, put our powder in. It's important to get a flare on there. I just go just enough so that my bullet sits in the top. And that's really all you need. I don't want to shave any lead off the bullets, and I don't want to shave any of the powder coat off. I'm going to double check my length on this one. 1.128. Can't expect perfection every time. And this is my 5th one. So that's 5 of them. I did check half a dozen powder charges before I started this to make sure I was staying right where I wanted to be, and it was perfect. So I'm going to check another one now that I've got the first 5 done, but there you go. That's basically how it works. There isn't really much to them. The disc has a little notch that it sets on. Oh, where did I put that Pro measure? and they both work the same. There's just a little thumb screw here on each side. So I guess if you wanted to dump your powder measure, you could just take the thumb screws out and the whole hopper lifts right off. Once you've got the base, this is what activates your powder charge, and it just slides the disc back and forth. And like I said, this one's got the universal measure on it, or universal die on it. I don't know, it's really hard to activate these by hand, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Nope. But I'll try to change this and get you in on that. This is the Pro measure. Like I said, you can it's marked there off and on, so you can just rotate and get it to off or on, and you could take it off this way if you wanted to. I just with the turret press, once I'm set up for whatever I'm doing, you can just stop and lift the whole turret out just like this, dump your powder out and set it in your rack. Stick it back in and you're ready to go again. So I'll try two. Let's get this. So we're ready to run the powder measure, and I'll show you how that disc works. Alright. Pardon the shakiness here. Hopefully you'll see that through the whole stroke. So it just moves it when you run the case up in there. Now with these, the amount of powder that's in there, you can double charge it. Make sure you don't do that, because that could be bad things happening. And when you don't have a round in there, it doesn't go up. So I'll show you that one more time. Watch the disc. Oh, it slides forward. It slides back. So that's how the auto disc operates. I do have the extension on here, and what that does is gets it past my primer dispenser, the auto prime, or whatever they call it. I don't remember. I just use it, but it gets the powder measure so that it doesn't hit that the rest of the time you're going around with it. So low down and dirty on these powder measures. I know guys that use them on their Dillons and Hornadies and everything else. It's a pretty good powder measure. I really like them. I ought to. I've got 3 of them. 2 Pros plus the regular one. So there you go. I don't get a lot of leakage. The powder that I'm using, the tight group powder, is a fairly small flake powder, and I don't get any leakage, so it's been pretty good for me. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. For my buddy Steve, who is having a giveaway contest, I'd like to say one thing. Get out! Check it out. Check him out. I'll leave a link down below if I remember to. And everybody stay safe, and God bless, and get out! Get out and enjoy yourself, folks.